I'm Rue.
And I'm Richard.
Cassie.
I'm Jasmine.
And my name is Justin Miller. Today, what we're going to do is this is going to be a demonstration speech on how to cook my world famous burgers. First thing is just to assemble all of your ingredients. Make sure you get those together. After that, once you assemble them, you just mix it well. Try not to squeeze it together too hard. And then form the patties to put on the grill, which you should preheat. First off, we have our cheddar cheese, which is 1.5 cups, which I can add that now. And you don't have to add them in any particular order. Then you have a 1/2 cup of Italian seasoning. You can add in here. Then we have McCormick Montreal seasoning, and I believe this is just about 1/4 cup. Add all that in there. Then we get to the fun stuff. This here is 4 tablespoons of A1 steak sauce. And you can add more or less, depending on what you like. Then we have a 1/2 cup of milk. There we go. Then we have this is actually 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. And this is optional. There's 2 tablespoons of hot sauce. It's only for flavor. It's not actually hot once you cook it. Add that. And then finally, 2 eggs. And again, there's no specific method to what you can add when. It doesn't really matter as long as it all gets in there. And then now you just have to mix it and just dive in. There's really no easy way to do it other than this, but pros outweigh the cons. And you want to just kind of mix it lightly. The more you squeeze it, the more dense the burger is going to be once you cook it. And it's really, the lighter the better. Pretty much what they say. Then you just pretty much get everything mixed in. Make sure you kind of flip it around a couple times to make sure everything's evenly distributed. Unless, you don't really want to get a bunch of hot sauce in one burger if you can avoid it. And it is pretty easy once you assemble all the ingredients ahead of time, because then that way you don't forget anything. Just kind of make a little checklist for yourself, check them all off, make sure you have it all, and then you're good to go. Because once you mix them and form them, you're pretty much out of luck unless you want to start over again. Okay, this looks like it's almost pretty well mixed. Once you can see the cheese and the entire thing, you know it's pretty much mixed well. If the cheese is everywhere, everything else is most likely all good. Then now to form them, depending on your likes or dislikes, you can just kind of take it, put it down here. And again, try not to really push down hard on it. You got to do it enough to make them stick, but the harder you press on them, the worse it is for them. And again, depending on what size buns you have and how your guests may like them, is how big you can make them. And then you're going to also adjust your cook times to how thick the burgers are. But we'll start with them about like this. And again, you can do it to whichever way you choose. But usually 2¼ pounds of hamburger will feed 6 people. Easily 6 people. But again, I like making mine a little bit thicker. And you can pretty much preheat the grill once you start mixing them. By the time you mix everything and get them all formed, the grill should be preheated enough. I preheat it on low. It's going to vary from grill to grill, and also depends on how thick your burgers are. I cook it on low. It takes about 30 minutes at least to cook, but it's better than cooking them quick. And also when you get them on the grill, don't try flipping them until they naturally release from the grill. You'll be able to touch it with a spatula and move it, and it'll come free if it's ready to flip. If you try flipping it too early, you'll end up with broken burgers, and it's just not a good thing. But once you let them sit on there a little bit, it'll release and you can flip it. They really only say to flip a burger 2 to 3 times anyway, overall, completely while it cooks. It's not really doing anything to it, and don't push down on them when you're cooking them because you squeeze all the juices that they have out of them. And some people like to actually, when they first put it on the grill, put it on high heat and sear the outside of it, which actually keeps all the juices inside. But again, that's just completely 100% preference. I don't do that, but you definitely can if you'd like. And you can see with me having 4 burgers already, there's definitely plenty to feed 6 people, and these burgers are about 1.5 inches thick. And then once they're all formed, you can just walk them over to the grill, throw them on there, and within 30 minutes, you'll have your final product. You will be all set. Thank you.